Hello everyone. At this point, I am going to discuss with you about curriculum development. Curriculum development models are based on a clear and consistent understanding of various scholars of the nature of curriculum as a discipline and as a field of study. Different models are described based on the different views and processes of curriculum development they offer. The linear models of curriculum development prescribe a rational step-by-step procedure for curriculum development starting with objectives. Ralph Tyler at the University of Chicago developed the first model of curriculum development. This model was presented in his book Principles of Curriculum and Instruction, published in 1949. Tyler argued that curriculum development should be logical and systematic. His model presents a process of curriculum development that follows a sequential pattern starting from objectives to context, learning experiences, and evaluation. Tyler argued that to develop any curriculum, curriculum workers should respond to four basic questions. First, what educational purposes should the school seek to attain? Second, what educational experiences are likely to attain these objectives? Third, how can these educational experiences be organized? And fourth, how can we determine whether these purposes are being attained? Aside from these four questions, Tyler also identified three curriculum sources. First is the society, students, and subject matter. Accordingly, curriculum workers need to study these sources carefully in order to develop a curriculum. Tyler also pointed out the importance of philosophy of education and psychology of learning to screen the objectives that are included in the curriculum. A follower of Tyler is another curriculum scholar, Hilda Taba. Taba presented her model in her book Curriculum Development, Theory and Practice in 1962. Her model is a modified version of Tyler's model. Taba argued that curriculum development should follow a sequential and logical process, and she suggested for more information input in all phases of curriculum development. Taba also claimed that all curricula are composed of fundamental elements. Taba also outlined 7 steps that should be followed when developing a curriculum. So these are the 7 steps. The first one is diagnosis of needs. Second, formulation of objectives. Third, selection of content. Fourth, organization of content. Fifth, selection of learning experiences. Number 6 is organization of learning experiences. And number 7, determination of what to evaluate and ways of means of doing it. Alan Glattorn developed the standards-based curriculum development model. The model was intended for developing curriculum standards for any discipline from basic education to higher education. Standards-based curriculum development model to develop standards. There are 4. So the first one is develop a comprehensive set of content standards using multiple sources. The second one is refine the comprehensive list by eliminating and combining. Third, secure teacher input to identify teacher priorities. And then the last one is use data to develop final draft of standards divided into essential standards and enrichment standards. Next is standards-based curriculum development model to develop benchmarks. There are also 4. The first one is review decisions about content emphasis. Second, identify standards for continuing development. So this is the standards that will not be benchmark. Third, decide how benchmarks will be identified by task force or by teachers. And then the last one is develop initial draft of benchmarks, evaluating with criteria provides and secure teacher review revised benchmarks is needed. Then last is standards-based curriculum development model to develop final products. So there are three. The first one is use standards and benchmarks to produce scope and sequence chart. Second, decide on curriculum guide content. And third, analyze benchmarks into learning objectives. The use of benchmarks to improve, to refine, and to validate curriculum standards is equally a good practice in curriculum development. The model extends itself up to the development of scope and sequence, which is important for planning or planning instruction and for deciding on specific contents and objectives. Another important feature of Glathorn's model is its relevance and applicability in any educational institution in developing curriculum standards for various courses. This model can be very useful in the development of curriculum standards that is one of the major purposes. The linear nature of Glathorn's model is also one of its weaknesses. Roberts in 2003 stressed that in curriculum studies, as in many other domains of human activity, one of the few constants is change. Roberts further explained his idea that as a field of inquiry, curriculum should allow new theories to emerge and new insights to flourish and to make the curriculum field more vibrant and dynamic. In this model, developing curriculum standards is a separate activity from the overall curriculum development process. This makes the model incomplete. The model should recognize that developing curriculum standard is an integral part of the curriculum development process. This model does not include situational analysis nor needs analysis. Unlike in other curriculum development models, if you're going to see for Taba, 1962, Wheeler, 1967, Walker, 1972, Stilbeck, 1976, Print, 1993, Starks and Letuca, 1997, and Oliva, 2005, situational analysis or diagnosis of needs is included as an important process, while the model specified the development of standards using multiple sources. It cannot replace the important function of situational analysis in the curriculum development process. Situational analysis is helpful in understanding the context in which the curriculum is developed. Analyzing the different curriculum sources, the influences will lead to the development of curriculum standards that are not just focused on a specific discipline, but also consider the important role of the learners and the society in curriculum development. Once again, good day everyone. Thank you for watching. And always remember that God is still in control. God bless everyone.